Okay, so we'll start from this point onwards. You can see I've marked my following. I went a bit overboard with this shoe, so I started out with 13 inches of inch by 3/8, and I bumped about half an inch into that lateral heel and put a reverse check, or kind of a in-between check heel on it. And then by the time I'd done that and looked at the length of the bar, it looked far too short to make a front shoe out of, so I drew the inside up rather than bumping the toe. So this part of the from kind of here onwards has been drawn up to getting closer to 3/4, 3/8 by the time you get to the heel. And while I was doing that, I just put the heel on anyway, so it was just made it easier because I was doing it all in one heat. So anyway, I've turned the toe. You see how wide the toe bend is, quite nice and wide, not massively wide, but quite nice and wide, and how close the following is to the toe. It's almost as close as you'd do a hind toe bend nail hole marking kind of setup on a plain stamp maybe, or a concave shoe. If that was a hind shoe, that's about where you'd mark your toenails, that kind of distance from the toe, in relation to the size of the stock, the length of the stock. But obviously we're bearing in mind that our toenail is going to be around about here and not there once the branch is turned. So anyway, I've marked the following out, and essentially what I'm going to be doing now is over the horn of the anvil, I'm going to be just from blending in from here, running the round side of the hammer just to probably about here until that comes really straight over the horn. This branch will straighten right out because it's there's a bit too much bend around here for my liking at the moment, but your beginning of your hemming will straighten this part of the branch out, and then you can put it over the table and flip to the flat side of the hammer and run the rest of the branch up. And I'm going to be doing it at an angle the same way you would safe a heel. Okay, so like I said, over the horn of the anvil, round side of the hammer, in there, like that, and then over to the table. And it should run back out again as it gets to the end of the flooring. I don't know how well you can see that. So, there you go. Yep, now obviously if I hadn't stopped the video, you would have done your first run of your following in the same heat, so I'm going to get it hot again in a sec and do the following. Okay? First run of following. Okay, so that's after the first fullering run. As you can see, it's pretty much to full depth already, and because of that hemming, starting from here, the pushing out of the fullering has not affected the actual outer edge of the branch at all, the outside edge. And I'll re-hem that now before putting it back in the fire. Not quite as much as I did the first time round, but I'll just run that outside edge back up again just to push even this fullering out. It'll just squash parts of the fullering that are a bit more blown out than others, and then turn the branch, and then I'll just re-sink the fullering one last time once I've turned the branch, and that will be like the final depth then. Okay, so branch and re-fuller. Halfway point. So in a bit. Whenever you finish with a branch, always try and run the edges up like that, just 45-degree angle to the stock, just bevel the edges slightly, it just makes it look much more pleasing to the eye. So the branch is only roughly turned at the moment, but you can see even though I hadn't even bumped this toe up at all, I've drawn it down from here, but there's no section size change from this from here to here at all, and as you can see we've got no distortion at the branch whatsoever. You can, there's still a bit of that hemming left over. You can just see where the hemming started here, but just to clean up around the edges with the hammer will sort that out. And if we look, see where those nail holes actually came out on the foot surface, they're not far off centre. The centre one is actually the coarsest of them all. Maybe I just didn't quite put enough pitch on this toenail when I punched it, but the heel is a little bit fine of centre, which is what you want really. You want centre, just off centre, and even more just off centre, if anything, if you're going to be picky about it. So I mean, it's not far away. It's not a million miles away. The tongue's gone. I wouldn't really want to have gone any coarser with that fullering, to be honest. I don't think it would have looked right. I think it would have looked wrong to the eye. I think it would have looked too coarse.